everybody, and good morning. Welcome to the Top Producer Show. So our mission is to educate, equip, and train servant leaders. Our vision is to create financially independent achievers, and our purpose is to help people grow. And right now we're going over the book by Grant Cardone. If you're not first, you are last. So we're on chapter 18 today. So the most important skill needed to advance and conquer. So before we jump into that, we need to invite some people onto here. Oh, that's weird. Where?
Did you update your phone?
I did recently, unless they have another one.
Let me see. Updates.
It wouldn't surprise me.
General. 14.4.1.
All right. Well, I could always do that from my computer too. So I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, so we're on chapter 18. The most important skill needed to advance and conquer. About your sales. So your sales, communication, negotiating, and closing skills are vital to your achievement in order for you to advance and conquer. You can't take market share unless you can sell your ideas, products, and services. Every profession has a skill set. A carpenter needs a hammer, nails, and lumber, and the degree he knows his trade, so you got to know actually what you're doing. Farmers need traction. Tractor, seed, trucks, fertilizer, fuel, etc. A boxer is going to need a good jab and a great defense. Solid defense, stamina, 12 rounds, footwork, flight plan. A chef basically needs the proper essentials too. He said when things are tough and your company needs more than anything else, organization, management, planning skills, the ability to sell your products and services, you could fail as a manager, but if you were able to sell enough of your products and smartly control your money, you could still be successful in a down market. So he's talking about the skill set you have, and basically refining that. He says most of us don't have a line of people waiting for our products and actually have to generate interest to sell our products at a deal. So the lifeblood of any company is basically revenue and new revenue generated by sales. Therefore, every organization must assess that alone to determine its success or demise. What is the skill set? Does it not let you?
Hold on. That's strange. Hold on.
Facebook seems to be updating their stuff, or it's just basically taking people out that are doing things they don't like, which is probably more likely. What's happening? We're trying to figure it out. Anyway, developing sales skills involves communication, motivation, belief in your product, a great attitude, presentation skills, the ability to negotiate and deal and follow up, and the creation of new qualified products. Selling is to an organization what food and water and oxygen are to the body. Business people sometimes exhibit a disdain at the motion of being labeled a salesperson. So people don't like the name, but it's critical error. This disdain is a result of never taking the time to learn the mechanics of the art of selling. Many people were able to avoid selling due to the demand for their product, online advertising, all those kind of things. Even those who consider themselves to be a professional salespeople usually only learn a few of the basics. Most salespeople typically learn a few of the fundamentals in the first 90 days and then spend the rest of their lives operating under that. What's happening?
Oh, it's only letting me tag certain people, so
Interesting.
I'll mess with it later.
So, he would never make most salespeople in 90 days the fundamental knowledge. If a boxer took this approach, he would never make a paid fight, regardless of the natural abilities, despite the myth. A daunting economic situation usually means too much time and not enough sales. Those who really understand selling is a science and a technology. So I've always heard it's a science and an art. The reason it's a science and an art is there are certain things you need to do in a certain order. but the timing of it is more of an art. You have to learn kind of when to say what, and ask the proper questions up front and pre-qualify and all that. And those who spend time developing and perfecting their entire set of skills are the people who realize success. Salespeople of this caliber stand to benefit from contracting markets. There will be more business for them than their competition fails by the wayside. So a good salesperson, somebody who really knows what they're doing, isn't going to be harmed by this at all. Now it's time to hammer down and work on your training, your education, and improve your skills. So Cardone University came out, and that's kind of, he was in the process of building that when he probably wrote this. Take every opportunity and free moment you have to basically learn the art of selling. Use the time to spend and communicate. Listen to all the material on generating revenue for yourself and your company. Call my office and let us show you how. He goes into selling. Visit virtual sales training, which turned into Cardone University. Remember that after long periods of prosperity, businesses usually get used to taking orders and tend to forget about selling, tend to forget about new clients, tend to forget about pushing into the market. For 25 years, I've made myself a student of selling. I've tried to learn everything I can about selling, the technology, the art. It's not just a position. Because of that commitment, I ended up with a career instead of a job, and we constantly talk about that here. Through my personal research, I've determined that there's been very little written on selling over the past 50 years. Therefore, I'm up with basically information-assisted selling. There are new advances in sales today that need to be validated in the market and proven to be more effective than yesterday's worn-out strategies. These improvements have been basically revolutionized the entire industries, revitalized thousands of businesses, energized hundreds and thousands of dollars in products and individuals. There is not an industry on the planet that does not change in some way or another, and those that didn't change simply do not exist. So unless you learn this stuff, you're basically going to go under. I broke the selling code in the 21st century by creating new ways to handle people in order to get products sold. No matter what's going on in the economy, these breakthroughs basically have not just augmented sales results. They've increased customer satisfaction, shortened sales cycles, and improved the employees' retention. Vincent Van Gogh, one of the greatest artists who ever lived, sold only one single painting of hundreds he painted in his lifetime. This was an individual who produced some of the greatest art in the last 2,000 years. Because of his inability and unwillingness to sell, his brilliance basically didn't generate any revenue until long after his death. This goes to show you that no matter how exceptional your product, you won't benefit financially if you can't sell it. Because of increased competition that is accompanied by information, the 21st century buyer is much more knowledgeable, educated, and selective, and certainly resistant to the old school approaches. Combined with all of that, with a contracting economy, lowest price competitors who are scared or selling scared, and lowest price competitors who are basically don't know what they're doing. As I mentioned previously, I began first sales job in 1983, during which period massive economic contraction was going on. A lot of people worry about how to spend their money. However, they would be better served if they focused on improving their sales in order to basically earn more money and take advantage of the opportunity. Remember the rule of no. Whenever you say no to something in your life, there's usually a lack of no. You just don't know what's going on. It's lack of information, lack of training. If you have no prospects, there's something you don't know about prospecting. The degree to which you know how to sell basically encompasses your ability to effectively communicate, attain and agreement, handle objections, be likely to generate opportunity, and give that product demonstration, generate opportunities, give that product demonstration, negotiate, and know how to close. If you don't read my book on Sell to Survive, get it immediately. This will basically go over that skill set. Despite what you may have been told, everyone sells at one time or another. Even A-list movie stars who are at the very top of their game basically have to assist in selling their movies, buy tickets. That's why they do interviews and all these different things. The President of the United States sells his or her way to the White House. Business schools state that a number one reason why companies and individuals fail is because they are uncapitalized. In other words, they don't have cash and they don't know how to sell. They don't basically bring the products to market. So whatever your job title, whatever your position, I plead with you, learn how to sell. Learn basically this lost art. He said, so this is kind of some of the exercises. He said the most important skill needed to advance and conquer. What is your most important skill and why? What are the 7 skills of a salesperson? What are the only things that cost money? And what is the only reason why individuals and businesses fail? Basically, they don't bring in enough revenue. Sometimes they don't have a business plan, so you don't know what your bottom line is to begin with, because there has to be a bottom line to get to, and then there has to be a line to basically advance and profit. And if you don't know what that line is, you could be selling and good at selling, but you're not hitting your numbers. So it is kind of a numbers game. Tomorrow, Chapter 19, The Unreasonable Attitude is what we'll be going over. If you're not first, you're last.
All right. If you guys haven't yet, you want to go to the Top Producer Show Facebook page and join that page. And you also want to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to that channel, because each one of these videos is going to be uploaded to there. That way, if you guys want to go back and rewatch this, take some notes, you're more than welcome to. So with that, that's what we have for you guys today, and we will see you tomorrow.